Also, another tip when it comes to cooking is you can batch your food all you want, but when you put that food in your mouth, if it is not enjoyable, if it is not flavorful, if it is not seasoned to your liking or cooked to your liking, you're not gonna eat it. Hey guys, so it is Monday, April 10th, I think, and it's Monday, so you know what that means. It's meal prep Monday, okay? Ideally, I, would benefit from meal prepping on Sundays, so that way, ideally, waking up Monday, I have chicken and beef and all of that prepped and ready to go. But I've been doing this for a while now, so I know how to like hit my goals, my macro goals, on a Monday when I don't have food prepped through my breakfast, my midday shake, and then I'll have a lunch that doesn't require prepping, like a sandwich, and that usually helps me. Then I cook at night, which is what I'm doing now. So, with that being said, I know that meal prep is something that a lot of people overthink, get overwhelmed by. It feels like such a process, like so much effort, so much thinking. And I remember when I first started in my fitness journey and my cooking journey, my nutrition journey, I hated cooking. I hated recipes because every single recipe I found online was like healthy, but nobody would want to fucking eat it. Like, I'm not gonna have cucumber tuna sandwiches, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing that. Like, it's not gonna happen. So, obviously through learning how to track my macros and all of that, I learned slowly over time. We actually do drop recipes with macros, like real recipes that you would wanna eat, like different types of pastas and sandwiches with chips and like healthy and nourishing and macro balanced, but also mentally satisfying and emotionally satisfying to eat. You can join in our Facebook group, link in description, and we have a ton of recipes that we put up. We do Starbucks recipes with macros, everything. So it's lit in there. With that being said, guys, I've already planned out my meals for this week. I already got groceries yesterday. So all I have to do right now is cook. I am the multitasking meal prep queen, okay? So if you want to drastically reduce the amount of work, effort, and time that it takes to meal prep, multitask. You need to multitask, invest in little appliances that can speed up the process, and put it into practice every single week. I personally meal prep for around 4 days out, 3 to 4 days out. I do not meal prep for the whole week and like put all my food in little trays already for the week. I personally struggle to stay consistent with that type of approach. And I know a lot of people also do as well. So what I do and what I have my clients do, our clients at EMBODY-HER Fitness, is meal prep for 3 to 4 days out. Not only does the food stay fresh, but it allows you to have more flexibility. What we also do, I do, and we have our clients do as well when it comes to meal prepping and meal planning is, and again, this, this doesn't technically work for everybody either, but what we have them do is, instead of meal prepping, like, okay, this is my lunch, chicken, potatoes, vegetables, boom, and like having like 5 trays of the same meal for the next 3 days or 4 days, and having 5 trays of the same breakfast for the next couple of days, it kind of like, what if you're not feeling that day? You know what I mean? So a solution to that, and what we do is we actually take a batch cooking approach. Okay, so batch cooking is you're basically meal prepping, but you're batching your food. So you're meal prepping it in batches versus like rows of meals already prepped for the week ahead of time. You would just have your food options available, and then you can switch up between the carb and the protein, almost like you're at Chipotle, right? You go into Chipotle, you have a steak option, you have a chicken option, you have a rice option. Let's say Chipotle offered potatoes or bread or whatever, different carb options, right? And what you can do is, when you prep 2 sources of protein, you have 1 to 2 sources of carbs on hand, you can mix the beef with the pasta, or the beef with the rice, or the chicken with the pasta, or the chicken and the rice, and mix it and match it to aid in your flexibility, so that way you're not like death sentence to something to eat something on that day. Also, another tip when it comes to cooking is you can batch your food all you want, but when you put that food in your mouth, if it is not enjoyable, if it is not flavorful, if it is not seasoned to your liking or cooked to your liking, you're not gonna eat it. You may as well pull up DoorDash now, right? So with that being said, you wanna make sure that the chicken that you're cooking, the beef that you're cooking, the wild caught salmon that you're cooking, or the rice that you're cooking is cooked to your liking, okay? This takes trial and error sometimes. Maybe your mom or dad taught you how to cook it a certain way, or your grandma taught you how to cook it a certain way, and you know that way isn't necessarily healthy, right? Then look for alternatives, right? I personally learned how to cook it's not literally famous, but it's famous amongst me and my clients, is my grilled chicken. My grilled chicken stays fresh, juicy, and delicious for up to 4 days. And it's because of the way that I cook it. I used to suck at cooking chicken. And sometimes I see how people cook chicken and I'm like, girl, I wouldn't eat that either. You know what I mean? So the first thing, and I'll show you, I'm gonna show you all of this now. But learn how to cook your individual foods. Learn how to cook the carbs that you're cooking, the vegetables that you're cooking, the proteins that you're cooking in a way that you are actually going to enjoy eating it. Those are my top tips and tricks. But now let's just get into the nitty gritty. If you wanna know how I actually sit down and plan my meals for the week, come up with meal ideas, and actually get groceries, I have a YouTube video all around that, a vlog where I actually sit down and walk you through every single step. And remember guys, this is something that you have to put into practice. You can't just meal prep, 3 to 4 times and then just stop. You gotta continue practicing it. You gotta continue putting it into practice if that is a skill that you really wanna build. If your health and creating healthy lifestyle habits in your life and saving money and all of the things matters to you, you will put it into practice. It's as simple as that, guys. So I'm not gonna say that it's easy, it takes some brain work, but if we can reduce the brain work as much as possible, it can be a lot more enjoyable. Another thing I do is I usually like to blast music before or while I'm meal prepping. If you have kids, you can involve your kids in the process, keep them occupied, right? And yeah, that's pretty much it. So with that being said, let's get into it. So one of my dinner options are going to be beef pasta. So I have my pasta here. I usually like to do the chickpea pasta because it comes with more protein, but I ran out. And I have these marinara sauces. I look at the back, the macros aren't too bad, but personally I pay more attention to the ingredients here. But the macros are pretty solid for the serving size. Excuse me. And then I get the extra lean ground beef. It's 96% lean, so 4% fat, which all that means is that it has more protein and less fat per serving size. Okay, so that's one meal option. Another meal option that I'm gonna be cooking up is, and we use sazon and a lot of it, guys, season your shit, is I'm going to be making chicken, rice, and beans. You can never go wrong with chicken, rice, and beans. I get 2 things of boneless, skinless chicken breast, beat that up, season it with sazon. And then yes, my Latinas don't come for me and my Caribbean queens don't come for me. I do use the cans because I value convenience, and honestly, I don't got time for all that, okay? And then, of course, rice. I am low, but I do have yellow rice, so I'm just gonna make the most of that because I don't wanna be wasteful, I wanna use it. And I'm gonna be doing that in our rice cooker. So as you can see, guys, I'm gonna be doing the rice cook. I'm gonna be cooking the rice in the rice cooker, obviously. I'm gonna have chicken grilling up. I'm gonna have my pasta in here. Once the chicken is all done grilling, I'm gonna put on the beef with the sauce, and then I'm going to take the pasta out and then add the beans. I promise you, I will be done with meal prepping within the next hour, max hour 15. You know what, I'm gonna time it and I'm gonna show you how much it takes. Obviously, I am vlogging too, so if there is a little bit of additional time, it's probably because of I'm vlogging, but I wanna show y'all, meal prepping does not have to take 4 fucking hours, and it shouldn't. Okay, y'all, so I had a better idea. I usually do this all the time, but honestly, I forgot. But we're gonna do the two pan grill. So we'll do 2 chicken fillets on this side, 2 on this side. We'll be able to grill 4 chicken breasts at a time. And then I can go ahead and start the other shit. All right, guys, I'm gonna use this olive oil spray. Make sure it doesn't have any propellants in it. Sometimes these sprays have propellants in it to help dispense it. I'm not sure or not if it actually is harmful to your health, but it's propellant and you're using it on a daily basis. So I would just maybe try to get one without propellants. I don't know. But when the pan is hot enough, not too hot, not too not hot, I'm gonna go ahead and spray it with this. And then after a few seconds, I'm gonna place my chicken on the pan. My golden rule method is 5 minutes each side. That usually cooks it all the way through on medium high, but I like to poke a fork. I don't like to overcook it because, you know, that's when it becomes super dry and it doesn't last more than a day without you literally yakking when you eat it. So, by the way, a lot of these spray thingies say 0 calories. It's not actually 0 calories, obviously. It's just because the way it's dispensed, it has a negligible amount of calories. But if you're spraying this shit for mad long, of course it's gonna have some calories. So just keep that in mind. All right, y'all, it's a little hotter than I would like, but I'm gonna go ahead and spray these. Give it a couple seconds. Okay, it's ready. 5 minutes each side. It should sound like that. It should sound like sizzling. If it doesn't make any sizzle, you better take it off because it's not. It's gonna make all the juices come out. Okay, let me do this one. Like this one has a little sizzle. Okay. Rinse my hand. And then we're just gonna put a timer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let it chill. In the meantime, I'm gonna chop up my veggies because you always gotta have micronutrients on hand. My micronutrient choice for this week is just gonna be a side salad. It's easy, it's fresh, I like crunchy shit, and I don't have to cook anything. All right, y'all, the chicken is ready. Now we're just gonna flip it. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Look at that, perfection. Actual perfection. And you can tell that it's ready because the outsides are cooked. And then now we just reset it for another 5 minutes. Now, the only thing I will say is pretty annoying about cooking and all that is the cleaning you gotta do after. When I used to cook for me and my partner, it was easier because I would cook, he would clean. I would meal prep, batch cook, he would clean. But now he's invested in a meal prep company, so I have to prep and I'm gonna clean. And of course he's gonna help me, but it's my mess, so it is what it is. I'm actually hungry as fuck right now. Like I'm quivering. Okay, the thing just went off, but I just feel like it needs a little bit more. When you press through it, it should feel tender. Like, you know, there's no raw meat or anything like that. What I don't do is I don't flip it back and forth. I find that it dries out the chicken a lot. So if you feel like your chicken just needs more time on here, just let it sit there for another extra minute and it'll cook through naturally. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move these off now. I store them in a glass Tupperware and I don't put the lid on until the smoke subsides. Because if not, again, it just makes it lose its juice. So I'm gonna go ahead. Move. Oh, look at that bad boy. Yeah. Look at that juiciness. Oh yes, so good. This with rice and beans, my favorite meal prep. I literally meal prep it every week and I never get tired of it. All right. Ugh. I fucked up, y'all. Shit. Oh my God, the house is so cloudy, foggy. Can you guys even tell? It's so foggy, I fucked up. I literally just started getting into work on my phone, this stupid phone. It's like, and the pan's literally almost set on fire, so that's great. Beans are cooking. The rice is done. And the chicken is almost done. And the last thing we just have to cook is the beef and the pasta, and then we're pretty much good to go. So, and it's, I believe it's almost 7, so which is perfect. Now I can have the night off. I don't have to worry about shit. There's nothing better than feeling prepared. There's nothing better than feeling like, I don't have to think about what I'm gonna eat, and like I don't have to fucking do anything. Like I just have to weigh out my food, or if you're not tracking, make your meals and go from there. So a lot of beans. Okay, so for the pasta, usually I put the sauce in the meat, but I'm gonna cook the meat without sauce. I seasoned it with sazon. So that way, if I wanna mix it with rice, I can. So I'm gonna put the sauce with the pasta. If you're Italian watching this right now, girl, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to do pasta, but I know how to do it the way I know how to do it. So I'm going to do the sauce in the pasta once it's cooked and store it that way with like Parmesan, and then that way I can add the meat in it. And then if I want beef with rice and like roasted broccoli, which I'll probably make sometime this week as well, then I can have that instead of only have the beef with the pasta. Okay, I usually know the pasta is ready because it's like bubbling up and it's soft, but it's not too soft where it's like breaking. So I think we're good. I'm gonna go ahead and strain it and add my sauce. Okay, so if you're using MyFitnessPal and you're trying to build out a recipe, I got you. So I basically consolidated this sauce into this one to make it easier. They have around the same macros. I'm gonna add the sauce into here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this to, excuse that it's dirty, grams. Okay, 2 grams. I'm gonna let it all be on here, and then I'm gonna zero it out. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm literally just gonna pour however much I want to in here while being mindful, but wanting to make sure that it's flavorful. Okay, so I'm not gonna like weigh it out beforehand or anything like that. If you're in a cut, I would recommend doing that. But I'm just gonna freehand it, okay? So let's just add as much sauce as I feel is good. Okay, I'm gonna mix it a little bit to kind of see the consistency. Okay. I don't like it too saucy anyway. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more sauce. I might even put the whole thing, to be honest. Okay, that looks better. I think I used the whole thing. Oh well. All right. There. That way when I add my beef, it's all good. And then I'll put this back here and we'll see. So on the recipe feature in MyFitnessPal, you would know that for 4 servings, because this is around 4 servings, I'm like mentally breaking it up into quarters. That'll figure out 4 servings. You would put 421 grams for the total of 4 servings, and that'll give you per meal. Okay, y'all, I am all prepped for the week. I honestly think this will last me more than, up to 4 days, if not more. I know you're probably looking at this like, girl, this will last you a good week. Which is very true, so I'm definitely gonna let my man have some of my meal prep. I'm so used to cooking for both of us that I kind of probably got a little bit more than I needed, but that's okay. You trial and error. I probably only need 4 chicken breasts for the week versus 6. I probably only need 1 can of beans versus 1.5. I could use a lot less rice. The beef looks good, the pasta looks good, my micronutrients, but yeah, just play trial and error. I'm all prepped for the week. And again, going back to why I love batch cooking is because I can do chicken with rice and with beans with a side salad. I can also do beef with rice with beans. I can also do chicken with this pasta and add Parmesan cheese. I can do beef in this pasta and add Parmesan cheese. So like, There's so many ways I can go about it. And on top of that, I have cookless options like tuna packets, you know, turkey meat, provolone cheese to make like sandwiches. I have protein, high protein yogurt. So I have everything at my disposal. Let's see where we're at with time. Okay, so we stopped at 1 hour and 15 minutes. So in 1 hour and 15 minutes, including time that I'm recording on this, I mean, excluding time. So, I mean, no, including, I don't know. But we were able to make all this. So super excited. I'm actually gonna make a plate right now. And then at this point, I would use my food scale to then weigh out my portions. And yeah, I highly recommend, like if you work like a 9 to 5, I would recommend like packing your lunchbox the night before or the morning of, preferably the night before, so you're really more prepared, and that way you're good to go for tomorrow. This is my dinner, chicken, rice, beans, and this finishes off my macros for the day. Can't wait. Also, last meal prep tip, put sticky notes with the fresh by date. I usually do like 4 days out from when I cook it. 4 to 5 days, like for pasta, I'll probably do like 5 days out. Chicken, I'll do 4 days, everything else 4 days. And I noticed that like when my Tupperware has a lid on it, I usually just like leave it in the fridge to rot because out of sight, out of mind. So now that I know this is beans, this is chicken, this is pasta, all of that, then it'll be a lot easier to use. I don't know, it's psychology. Remember guys, that's also not taking into account my breakfast. This is only my lunch and dinner options, okay? For breakfast, I usually have like avocado toast with turkey bacon and whole eggs, or I'll do a breakfast sandwich, or I'll do, you know, protein oats with eggs and turkey bacon on the side. I usually have around 1 shake a day, and that usually helps hit my protein goal. Sometimes I'll double scoop that shake to get in my protein even easier along with my whole foods. So I hope this helped you guys out. If it did, please make sure to like, comment, share with a friend, and subscribe for more of my videos on my channel. I love to talk about all things nutrition, fitness, but more so, I am more than an online coach. I also run my own business. I am a girl, a woman who's just going on her day-to-day life, learning, growing. So if you want to be here on my journey with me, subscribe. Thank you for being here and watching, and love you. See you next time. Bye.